Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Daze and welcome to today's unseen video. This is where we round up all the big talking points from social media. I'm going to start with some Roman Reigns news. So Roman Reigns reportedly set for War Games at Survivor Series. So this is coming from Dave Meltzer. He said there is no Roman Seth match before January at the earliest. And I doubt January because I'm sure they'll both be in the Rumble. So I think it's probably WrestleMania as a guess. So he's just guessing as to when we could get Seth against Roman. I think Roman's definitely doing the San Diego show, but he's not going to be in a singles match. He's in War Games unless they change. So I don't know. It's always hard to know with Dave if he's kind of speculating, theorizing, or if he's actually heard something. I mean, I don't know about you, but I totally expect Roman to be at Survivor Series, and I probably expect him to be in the War Games match as well. So I'm thinking it's going to be a team of baby faces, maybe the Bloodline taking on the Vision, somewhat along those lines. Maybe Bloodline with Punk again. Maybe Cody's going to be involved. Maybe LA Knight's going to be involved. Somewhat along those lines. But yes, probably not the most surprising news in the world. But I like to give you the updates as and when they come through, right? Next up, we've got this. This is pretty big news. Cow, thank you. So this is coming from Body Slam via their Patreon. So sources indicate to Body Slam that WWE is undergoing creative changes to their team to overall improve the product. Road Dogg is going to continue to be the head of creative for SmackDown, but there are going to be additions to the team to make the show more enjoyable moving forwards. Now, I think this is brilliant. This is to be applauded. I think the shows have been a little flat this year, a little slow this year, a little comfortable this year. The shows haven't really been a thrill ride, right? We don't really have a long list of OMG moments from Raw and SmackDown in 2025. So I applaud this. I think this is positive. I'm glad they're doing something, shaking it up. So I did get asked how I felt about Road Dogg staying as head of creative. And honestly, I don't know Road Dogg. I have no idea. He might be a fantastically creative person. He might be brilliant. So keeping him in that position might be the right thing to do. But I don't know. I'm not in the room with him. So we're going to have to wait and see if the shows and SmackDown improve, of course. If SmackDown still doesn't really improve, then maybe we'll start looking at Road Dogg as being part of the problem rather than part of the solution. So, but either way, it's a positive, isn't it? They're shaking up those creative teams. They're trying to make the product better. Okay, next up, we got this word. This is from PW Insider. Word at NXT last night was that WWE were looking to bring in TJ Perkins, as a guest coach later in the month. I don't quite understand why they would be looking to do this. I don't know. I mean, I believe he's still wrestling. So is there like a gap in his schedule? I'm not too sure. Great wrestler. Really enjoyed his work in the Cruiserweight Classic and afterwards with 205 Live and the Cruiserweight division. Quite an exciting performer. But yeah, I don't know. Quite a surprise, this one. I really wasn't expecting any rumors or word about TJP and WWE going forward. So I think it'd only be a guest coach, though. I don't think it's a permanent position, but still surprising. Right, Wild Child Billy, thank you. So, Santos Escobar tweeted out this image. This is him from his Lucha Underground days. So I believe this is him wearing the mask and being the persona that he was in Lucha Underground, King Cuerno. Now, I never saw him in Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground was not easy to watch in the UK. I believe it went onto Netflix in America like years and years and years ago. I don't know that it ever came onto Netflix over here in the UK. So many, many episodes of Lucha Underground I have not watched. I saw a fair bit of season 1. I don't remember anything after that, to be honest. So I can't really tell you too much about this character, but it has got people talking as to what is going to be next for Santos Escobar, because obviously this is hinting at some sort of change in the Santos Escobar character that we saw in WWE. Could it be a return to this character, for example? So a few theories and a few thoughts, but obviously everything went to a different level when this news dropped earlier. So J Omega, thank you. This coming from PW Insider. Santos Escobar has come to terms with a new deal with WWE, and as a result, he is back with the company. WWE management considered Escobar's creative concerns, and as such, they made him a sizably larger offer than any of their previous overtures. So it seems like he was frustrated with creative, right? I mean, haven't we all been in 2025? And so they listened to his concerns, and they've given him a big contract, brought him back. Hopefully those creative concerns are about to be addressed, and maybe we could see like a really interesting presentation for Santos Escobar moving forwards. I don't know that it's going to be that character from Lucha Underground. I mean, I would imagine that's all copyrighted, but I don't know. It definitely feels like this version of Santos is going to be treated a lot better than the Santos Escobar that we've been seeing. Certainly considering they've paid him sizably larger amount of money than they were paying him. So yeah, I'm excited, man. I mean, I was a bit disappointed to see Santos leave. I really rate him as an in-ring competitor. He can speak English as well. I think we've absolutely dropped the ball with him. I think we've absolutely fumbled. We've given him next to nothing to get his teeth into. So I take this as a big positive. So actually some positive news in Unseen with creative changes and Santos Escobar re-signing. And apparently he re-signed yesterday. And it's funny because I think it was only like earlier today or late last night, I saw that they had moved his picture to the alumni section on the WWE website. That's what they do when someone leaves. So it's not like he never actually left. I mean, his contract did expire, and they even moved him to the alumni section on the website, which is where you go when you are a former WWE superstar. And then apparently he's re-signed and back, and here we go. So yeah, this was a very, very strange situation. In a way, a little bit like R-Truth, where R-Truth obviously goes and then ends up kind of coming back again very quickly afterwards. So very cool. Very, very cool. I'm really pleased about this. The final thing in the WWE folder, again, Wild Child, Billy, thank you. Coming from Body Slam Net, there are reportedly big plans expected for Lyra Valkyria in 2026. Now, we did hear that last year, that there were big plans for Finn Balor in 2025, and nothing came of those. So I would take that with a pinch of salt. But obviously, it's good news if you are a Lyra fan, that they see big things for her at the moment. But we know how these plans can change. Right, if we jump into the other folder, I feel like there's quite a bit in this other folder. So John Cena posted this, and people were like, no, thank you, thinking that this was referring to The Miz and potentially a match. But actually, it was The Miz's birthday on Wednesday. And so I think John was just kind of paying respects to The Miz. I don't think this is necessarily hinting at a match between The Miz and John, but still a very classy move by John to just, let The Miz know he was thinking of him on his birthday. Then we've got this. So CM Punk has seemingly put up some anti-ice posts. Now, obviously, it always gets a bit controversial when wrestlers get political. CM Punk has got political in the past, but ICE are now in Chicago, and obviously anything to do with Chicago is going to get CM Punk's attention. So he's been putting out a few things online, seemingly anti-ICE, and he was just talking about some of the things that the ICE officers are alleged to have done that he was just kind of bringing to people's attention. So yeah, I don't know how people are going to take to that. As I said, it's always controversial when wrestlers kind of get into politics, but sometimes, wrestlers, they can't help themselves when they feel like they've got to speak out, that they've got to use their platform to say what they need to say. So there we go. Something to be aware of. There could be a backlash to that. I'm not sure. There could be support for that as well. I'm sure there's going to be a mixture of both. Fightful said Kofi Kingston has re-signed with WWE this year. So we know that Xavier re-signed. I think it was yesterday or the day before. Word coming out that Kofi has re-signed as well. So that's great news. That coming from Sean Ross at Fightful Select. Okay, Gorilla Monsoon's daughter. Gorilla Monsoon, a legend. Flipping love Gorilla Monsoon. The new book available now at Amazon. So Gorilla Monsoon's daughter explains why an A&E documentary about his father had to be scrapped because of Vince. Now, this is really interesting because I love Gorilla Monsoon and we haven't had enough documentaries information out about him. So the fact they were going to do an A&E documentary on Gorilla Monsoon, I think is really interesting. But apparently they did a documentary on Vince and it was a bit of a hit piece. I think it might have been the Netflix one that got done, which obviously they were working on that when all the Janelle Grant stuff kind of came out. And so I think they kind of changed the tone of the documentary, it became a bit darker. You know, obviously they couldn't ignore like the allegations and stuff like that. And I think Vince was pretty livid. I think what Vince wanted was a lovely documentary about how he had impacted wrestling, right? And what a great guy he was. But all of a sudden now, because of the allegations, it had this kind of darker tone, darker edge to it. Apparently Vince was livid. And he said, I'm never giving out any more footage. And this was a documentary that was in the pipeline. This was a documentary that was going to happen after. And apparently, like, the people that were going to make it were told, no, you can't have any footage. Vince is livid at how he's been treated, and everything's on lockdown now. So we never got this Gorilla Monsoon documentary, which is really, really sad. But of course, we are living in a different world now. So hopefully someone will go up to WWE and, you know, say they're interested in making a Gorilla Monsoon documentary, and maybe we could get it now. But as I said, there is a brilliant book that came out in September that's available now that goes through his life, his career, afterwards, his time presenting and being a commentator, his work with Bobby the Brain Heenan, like, it's all covered. Really, really recommend it. That is available now, I believe, on Amazon. Right, this is doing the rounds. So Oba Femi and Tony D'Angelo are featured on the advertisements for some upcoming live events for NXT. So you can see Oba and Tony right there. And so, yeah, they're going to Columbus, they're going to Cleveland, they're going to Detroit. So this is the first time that we've seen, I mean, and it's an interesting choice. You know, I mean, I feel like if you was just going to get a collection of big names from NXT, you know, Oba I can understand, Trick I can understand, maybe Javon, so I don't know that you would grab Tony D'Angelo's image. So it really does feel like these people are going to be in appearance at these shows. So they're not the tape shows, they're just live events. But yeah, it means that it looks like these two are going to be appearing at these shows. These coming up very soon, actually. Very, very soon. I think it's coming up over like this week. So yeah, very interesting. Okay, next up, we have got this terrible news. WWE ECW legend Raven has revealed that he has been diagnosed with early onset Parkinson's. So that's awful. Awful news. So thoughts, obviously, very much with Raven. That's just such a horrible news to receive. But yeah. Edward, thank you. Okay, Triple H. Here's a picture of Cody, right? So here's Triple H. He said, people only see results. They don't see what it takes to achieve them. 14 hours to Dubai. Find a gym at the airport and grind. Then it's 10 more hours to Perth. Straight to ESPN to do Make-A-Wish. That's just quarterback stuff. It's what it takes to be a WWE superstar. Thank you to all. And then brackets, sorry, Cody, but I felt like I needed to share. So there we go. That's what the wrestlers are going through. They're traveling over to Perth, and it's a hell of a journey, of course. So, you know, 14 hours to Dubai, 10 more hours after that to Perth. Then when he gets there, he goes and does Make-A-Wish. And there we go. I agree with Triple H. People see the results. They don't see the work that goes into getting those results. So classy tweet. Very classy. Right, Bronson Reed had a shirt, you might remember, that had the shoes, the Shula Fala, printed onto the shirt. Apparently, due to copyright issues, they had to stop making those. So he's got his Tribal Thief shirt, but there was a version that had the Shula Fala on it. They had to discontinue that due to copyright issues. So I don't know if those shirts are now going to be worth anything, because of the fact that they're not making them anymore and they're rare. You know, they only made so many of those. They only sold so many of those. But yeah, you know, he was saying he was hoping they would be able to resolve the issue. He liked it with the shoes. But unfortunately, no, seemingly they couldn't. So he was left a bit frustrated about that. So, but I think his tribal thief shirt is just fine as it is. But you can sort of see the shoes here that were printed on. Those are the shoes. That's the version of the shirt where the shoes are kind of covered by the actual shoe Lafala. But you can see the printed on shoes right there. That's the version of the shirt they can't make anymore. And Bronson Reed was saying he was disappointed because he really liked it with the shoes on. Right, next up, we've got TNA. They are just letting everyone know that this weekend, Bound for Glory, we are going to do the watch-along for that. We don't normally do TNA, but this does look to be a really good show. But obviously, the Hardys won the NXT tag titles at NXT Showdown, and so there's been an announcement that the TNA and NXT tag titles are on the line in this match this weekend. Hardy Boys, Dudley Boys, or Team 3D, they're going to fight each other one last time, one final table. So these two teams going up against each other one final time, and both the TNA and NXT Tag Team Championships are on the line. How crazy is that? The NXT Tag Team Championships are being defended by the Hardys against the Dudley Boys. How mental is that? Could you imagine if you'd have said someone like last year that that's what we were going to do? We were going to have the NXT tag titles defended on a TNA show as the Hardy Boys take on the Dudley Boys. You'd be like, what? It's crazy, isn't it? So Robbie said it's official. Both titles on the line. One final table. Let's go. It brings me back to my childhoods. Right, this is Roman on Pat Show. He was saying that he just wishes that the Usos would listen. He's like, I wish Jay would listen to me because I've been to the mountaintop. I've had the blueprint. I know what it takes. So I wish he would listen. And he said he wishes that Jimmy would listen, but also that Jimmy would just shut up as well. So he was just taking no prisoners. Roman Reigns was taking no prisoners. He was just basically saying how it is. I know what it takes to get to the mountaintop. Jay needs to listen. Jimmy can listen as well. But Jimmy also needs to get out the way. He needs to shut up. I tell you, man, it's good. This story is good. And we've got this as well. I like this. Edward, thank you. This is Iyo. It's just a nice little story. She said, after the fierce battle with Kylie in Dallas, I think she means Kyrie, but whatever. I took a shower at the venue. Oh, hello. Not sure we needed that info, but, you know, I'll take it. Headed straight to the airport, got on a plane for 26 hours. I am now in Perth, Australia. How mental is that? So she had her match with Kylie, and then she basically had a shower, jumped on a plane. 26 hours later, she's in Australia. There was a welcome quokka wallaby in the hotel room, right? And the moment I saw it, all of my travel fatigue vanished. It is so cute. Ever since I learnt about the existence of quokka wallabies for about 10 years now, I've dreaming of taking a selfie with the so that's what she wants to do. She wants to get a selfie with a quokka wallaby. She's kind of got a bit of a selfie with one here, to be honest. There we go, look. So she's got a selfie there with that quokka wallaby. That's the one that was waiting for her. But I wonder if she'll get a chance to get one with a real one. So very nice, very cute. Lovely. Love that. Thought that was really, really fun. And talking of fun, we can jump over to the fun folder. We got a couple of bits in here. So here's Jordan Grace just showing us what a normal day looks like for an NXT superstar. So here we've got day in the life. I don't think there's any sound on this, but here 6 a.m. get ready for the gym. So I think we're still at home at this point. 6:30 drive to the gym. So there she is getting in the car. Then we're doing the workout 7 till 8:30. Prepare for the show. We got till 10. So she's up at 6 and she's got till 10 to get ready. Then she leaves at 10. And there we go. We're on our way. 10:15, Amazon returns. 10:45 at the Performance Center. By 3 o'clock, there's lunch, and we're actually seeing what they have to lunch. So that was an NXT lunch. Practicing, signing autos. There she is at 8:30, actually being a referee. Then, of course, they did a tape-in, didn't they? So that was the second show. So it looks like she's going to be competing on that second show. And then back home for 11:30. And look at that, midnight assault bath. 1 a.m. And then she's in bed at 2. Mate, if she is, like, surviving on 4 hours sleep, then I've got all the flipping respect in the world for her, because I can't cope with anything less than about 20 hours. Right, check this out. This is Zarya and Solruka cosplaying. Let's skip forward a little bit.
No more killing. We can't do it anymore. We have a future to think of. We have a child.
Fine. All right already. I promise.
Thank you, though, baby. You're a sweetheart.
So that's Zaruka. And then we got this as well. Oh, yeah, details on WWE 2K25, the Netflix edition. So apparently there is like a new Netflix version of 2K25. It's got a roster of about 40 wrestlers, but it does include a lot of the big names. Obviously, there's still a lot of game modes. And apparently that's going to be coming to Netflix, part of their kind of gaming offer. So how exciting is that? I thought that was really cool. So I'd imagine that works on mobile devices. I'm guessing it's going to work on TVs as well. I don't know how you play it on your TV. I'm guessing you have to get like a Bluetooth maybe controller that you connect via a smart TV or something. I actually don't know. I've never played any of those Netflix games. I know they do offer gaming now. And 2K25 on the way. So, okay, community, we just got one bit in here. That is this. So, Tiger Band's getting a like from Ref Jess. So, very good. And I can see Tiger Band sharing this as well, which I really appreciate. So, we do have some thanks that we need to dish out. I think we got a fair few, actually. So, Edwards, Wrestling Voids, He Who Smiles, Huddle Talk, Chris Knowles, Chanel, It's Kaz81, Real Wrestling Fan, Raymond, Sweet Chin Wrestling, Wild Child Billy, Claire Webb, Big Bam, Michael Neville, Silverback, Cal L, and Edwards. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate everyone that continues to support this video series. Hope you enjoyed this. We will be back later with another Unseen. But yes, we've also got a crazy weekend. Don't forget SmackDown, Crown Jewel, Raw, all coming from Australia. All going to be at really bonkers, weird times. We do have the Crown Jewel stream already set up on the channel. If you are interested in helping the channel, leave a like on that stream. It is greatly appreciated. We're hoping to get a good number of likes on that. It's a big, big weekend this weekend. And hopefully, more importantly, you'll be around to join us, share your thoughts, and share your theories. So thanks for watching. Appreciate it as always. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.